Hi, this is Chris from Qualified Investigations. I am the owner and investigator for the company. I wanted to start my vlog, and this will be my first time ever talking to a camera. I'm coming to you from the world headquarters of Qualified Investigations, which happens to be my home office that I built myself. This guy behind me here, that guy, it'd be Alan Pinkerton. He started the private investigations business in the United States. I think he was a great guy. He was all about ethics, and I think that's important in business. You don't see that everywhere across the board. Keep in mind that anytime you do talk to an investigator, whether it's me or anybody else, make sure you know that they have a state license number. There's a lot of people out there that aren't licensed that are selling themselves as an investigator. So to tell you a little bit about my history, I started out in the Navy in my professional career. I worked on electronic surveillance equipment on a submarine. I also worked on communications equipment on the submarine. I like the electronic surveillance side a lot more. We on a submarine you operate whatever you work on. So I did a lot of electronic surveillance on the boat. So I ended up having a great time doing that job, and I really would have liked to have done it as I got out. There's not a big market for snooping on the bad guys through a periscope over a bunch of antennas. So after I got out of the Navy, I went into the telecommunications business. I worked everywhere from paging equipment all the way up to designing systems for a major provider. Done everything from fixing radios to designing systems for stadiums and arenas and airports and high rises. I started the investigative business because I never lost my love for surveillance and finding facts. And I wanted to be able to do something for myself and help other people at the same time. So here I am, and wanted to give you a quick look at some of my gadgets. I'll also kind of give you an idea of what you should be looking out for as you're out and about and in your everyday life. I talk a lot about background checks on my posts on Facebook, and I think that that's an important aspect, whether you're hiring people for employment, or maybe even if it's a yard worker. If you're going to have people coming to work at your house, I really suggest you find out who those people are. You don't want just anybody coming in your house, to your house. You have your wives, children's, husbands, your livelihood there at the house. So know who's coming there. Maybe you want to find somebody that you haven't seen in a long time. I can help you with that. But what I wanted to show you was hidden cameras. There's been tons of reports recently about hidden cameras in buildings, offices, bathrooms, schools, in locker rooms in schools. It's pretty bad. And one recent one I just read, I think it was last week, in Virginia, a family found a hidden camera in their bathroom facing the shower. The family had a husband, wife, 11-year-old daughter, and I think a 9-year-old son. It could have had every single one of them on the camera, and that's pretty horrendous, and it's something you really should keep an eye out for. So something you might look to keep an eye out for is something like this. Looks like a little alarm clock. It shows the time, and you can set an alarm on it, but it's missing the side cover. But it takes a memory card and an input for charging it, and it has a camera with a motion sensor. It's a little tiny camera right there. I bought it because when I was traveling, I didn't want anybody messing with my toothbrush. I saw a story on like 60 Minutes that showed that the hotel workers were using toothbrushes to clean sinks and toilets, and I was pretty disgusted by that. So I keep my toothbrush in the other room. Usually I don't keep it in the bathroom. I'll keep it by the sink, and I usually get like one of those little suites that have a sink outside of the bathroom, and I'll face this right at my toothbrush. Now, most recently, I have a tendency to keep my toothbrush in my bag so that I don't have to worry about messing with it. And a lot of times, I'll hang the little deal outside the door, telling them I don't need service, because I really don't want people in my room. The service workers have a tendency to leave the door open while they're answering a phone call or going to check to see if there's more towels down the way or whatever they happen to need. And last thing I want is somebody walking down the hallway, seeing the door to my hotel room open and coming in and helping themselves to my stuff. Another thing I want to show you, something to think about. This right here, this is a camera, 720p I think, 720p, it is HD. It's not the greatest, but it takes pretty good videos. It actually takes really good pictures too. Audio on it's pretty good. But there's this. So if you see somebody with a big old pen in their pocket, they almost all of the hidden camera pens look like this. This right here, it looks like a car remote. It's a camera. I have it because you can hide it. Like if I was gonna follow somebody, I could put it on a counter and face it right at them and record away. They'll never know because it looks like it's attached to my keys and it's my car remote. I used it when I was in school to capture a lady we had to follow. Worked really well. She didn't know. Something that a lot of people don't know about. You may have heard button cam or button camera. This is a button camera. It actually has little buttons that I can fit around the outside, but I don't know if it's going to fit. There we go. That right there is the photo sensor. Way smaller than my fingernail. So that's the camera. This is the controller with the memory card. This is a battery. It has a little remote to control it remotely. It even has, I think it even has a motion, maybe it doesn't have a motion sensor, but you can set it to record over a certain amount of time. It does have a vibration sensor, so if it does feel something walking, it'll actually turn itself on. But this little sensor can be hidden in almost anything, you know, and you'd never know. Hard to catch that. I have action cameras, GoPros, which can be hidden. Car cameras, these body cameras, which can also be hidden. So just keep in mind that somebody can be watching every move. And if you need somebody, if you think that maybe somebody is hiding cameras or even a voice recorder where you're at, and you need to know whether you're a corporation and you want to make sure nobody's finding out what your secrets are or stealing your information and giving it away, give me a ring. Check my website, qualifiedpi.com or qualifiedinvestigations.com. Either one, they both forward you to the same place. I guess that's it. Hopefully this wasn't too uncomfortable and too boring. Thank you.